Hey everybody, it's Erin Reed Makes for Realeather, and let's make some super fun and easy projects that not only adults are going to love to make, but the kids and teens will love to make them too. First up is a personalized wrist cuff. These are so much fun because you can personalize it with whatever words you want and make it any color you like. Next up are these personalized keychains. I put my initials on mine, but my daughter went a different route and put her name and her number that she plays in softball. And lastly, these cutie little pouches. They're perfect for so many things, but my kids use them for their D&D dice. They're the perfect little satchel to host all of your good little goodies, including your D&D dice or whatever little keepsakes you want to have. All right, let's jump in and make these. First up is our leather bracelets. These you can have so much fun. You can see some ideas on the front. They come in different sizes, and we're going to work with the small size. So you pull it out, and the first thing you want to do is get it wet, which is called casing. Anytime you're going to put any impressions into leather, you're going to want to get it damp. So flip it over, get it nice and wet. I'm going to use the lowercase script number and set, and we're going to use the word create. Now, when you play with kids and you have all kinds of fun, let them decide what they want to do. This is where they can have a blast. I like keeping it in the set. I just pull out the letters I need. First, I'm going to grab the little tool. I'll show you how it works in a minute. And I'm going to pull out the word create. So I've got the word create here. Now, one of the things you got to keep in mind is that I don't have two E's. I have one E, so I'm going to have to use it twice. But I did pull a letter just as a placeholder, so I would have an idea of where it rests. And as long as all the letters are facing you and you can read them, then you are faced the correct direction. You grab your little pokey punch tool. It snaps in place and it doesn't want to come off. It's gotten to the point where it's ready to take an imprint and an impression. So I'm going to face the letter towards me. I'm going to hold it down. Trusty mallet. A couple of punches. And there's our first letter, C. Pop it off. And again, I just have that last one there as my guide. And now we're going to do R. Trying to line it up exactly the way I've seen it. Keep them pretty close together. R. Now I'm going to move the last one because the E is going to go at the end. I don't want to screw that up. And the last one of E. Oops. I went a little high on the create, but you know, it wouldn't be creative if we didn't make some oopsies. And now we're going to do some dark brown staining. Also grabbing these little like dobby tools just to help get the ink on there or the stain on there without kind of messing up my hands. Shake your jar and then open it up and put a little bit of stain on your little dobby tool. And we're going to stain both sides. We're just going to go rub back and forth and make sure the stain is everywhere. You can use gloves if this really bothers you in terms of stain. Don't forget the sides. And if you don't want to do stain, you can paint. If you don't want to paint, you can use markers. Showing options. Depending on the age of the kids that are doing this or adults doing this, then you can decide which products are best for them. So always read the labels to make sure you've got the right product for you. I'm going to take a secondary paper towel and just rub along here and get off as much of the excess stain as I possibly can. So let's go in with some gold. Shake it up real good. And I'm going to put just a little dab of the gold paint. It's nice and thick. Small brush. Be very careful with this. You just want to do a tiny, tiny bit. We're going to go in with each. I'm just getting in the inserts of here. And then right away, because I'm not going to be very clean with that, I'm going to take a paper towel and I'm going to wipe it off. And so it stays in the inset. I might have a little bit of residual left over, but this is to make sure that it just goes inside the space. Grab another little batch. Go over, make sure to push it into all the little nooks and crannies that we have stamped in. And then take my paper towel and wipe it clean. And you want to do it pretty quickly. Same thing with the next one. Go in with the next little piece. It's like gold inlay is what we're going for here. And wipe it clean. And so I'm just going to do the last two together so I can get them pretty quickly. The kids can do just about anything they want, and there's no wrong way to make this. So let's make some leather key fobs. Now we're not just going to put this together and leave it raw. We are going to add some pizzazz to it. So you can pick up these. This is a script and number set. This is lowercase. There's also an uppercase set. There's a lot of different ones in here, and we're going to be playing with probably the, I don't know, we're going to see which one we're going to play with. There's also numbers in here, and there's a ton of different sets out there. This is just a couple that I happen to have. Before we get too involved, you need to do what's called casing the leather or just get it wet. So spray your leather down. It's changing color, as you can see. We're gonna do both sides. Just make sure it's nice and wet. And then we have to let it kind of dry for a minute. So when you know it's ready is when your leather is kind of cool to the touch, but no longer like super wet. It's absorbed the water, and it's ready to take whatever imprint you want to give to it. So we're just gonna let this sit for a hot minute, maybe 3 or 4 minutes. While this is drying and getting ready, you need to think about your design. So the way, and you think about all these little clips here, this is going over the keyring space, and then these are the 2 clamps that are on there. So you're thinking about between these 2 spaces, and there are 2 sides, what do you want to write in there? Do you want to put a name, initials, a year, a place you've been? You can have all kinds of fun with that. So that's where the decision needs to come. This one, I didn't do anything, I just put it on there to show you how to assemble it, which we'll get to the end. I think I'm gonna do my initials in capitals. So it comes with a little tool, and this is what you're gonna insert these pieces in, and I need to look for the ones that say my name. So I'm gonna flip it over on the back side, and I'm gonna keep these in this case because it's nice and organized. And I'm gonna have E, and then K, and then R. For lack of a better term, you have to kind of think of where it's being placed. Now there's a letter E on here, it says that, and if it's facing towards you, then you know you're good to go. This pops in here and it kind of has a pressure fit. So once this goes on, it doesn't come off, which is very nice. I face the E towards me, and I'm actually gonna do the middle letter first because that's the one that I can then space everything else off of. And I might end up just doing both letters, the initials, on both sides of the leather. All right, so place this down right where you want it and just go for it. And let's hope it goes well. Ta-da! And there's my K. All right, pop this out. Now we're gonna go with the E again. Pop it on. Make sure I can see the little letter E right there. Space it out. And ta-da! There's my E. And if you want to space these closer together, you're more than welcome to. And then you go to the R. And there's my R. Face it towards me. And boom, there we go. Now I'm gonna take one of the larger, darker color markers, and I'm gonna go in and kind of color in right where the initials are. And these markers are specifically from Realeather, but any water-based markers would be great for this. You can also use paint, you can use stain, you can use all kinds of fun stuff. So I'm just outlining it. Trying to get into all the little ridges here. I also like a lot of colors, so we're gonna play and we're gonna just color a rainbow on here. Coloring the entire thing. Totally did a rainbow, had some fun. I do wanna do the edges real fast because I feel like that's kind of raw. So I'm just gonna come in and color the edges here and make it kind of finalized in that same purple I did the initial one in. And I feel like my letters have kind of hidden, so I'm gonna go back with the black. You can always change your mind. I definitely like that side better than that side, but that's okay. So rule of thumb, if you're wanting to pop it, don't do the dark colors on top of your letters, do the lighter colors. But this is a good test for you, just to see what it's like. In the kit, you're gonna have all these little pieces. You need to have your little ring, and so we're just gonna pop our ring into here, and we are going to close this upon each other. And you wanna line it up pretty good. The holes are gonna line up on top of each other. Doesn't matter which side you wanna put which piece. And this piece goes in here, and then there's a little piece that goes and it snaps. I'm just gonna gently put them in, make sure everything's lined up. Back to our handy little mallet. Smash it closed. And there's our keychain. So my daughter wanted to jump in and make one of these, and for her, she made the keychain. And she did a little bit of a blend between what I did for the cuff and also for the keychain. So to begin with, she got the keychain wet, she added the stain, and then she went back over with some purple paint, a little bit of metallic purple paint. I think she has a thing for purple. I mean, just take a look at her hair. She did all the hammering, all of the letter hammering in there. She did the entire thing, and she had a total blast. And she made one that says her name and also her softball number. All right, so we're gonna make a super cute pouch. Some supplies you need. You need something to help punch a hole. I got scissors now. Why do I have 2 scissors? Well, one is my fabric scissors, and leather is pretty close to fabric, and one is to cut the paper because I don't want to mess up my nice scissors. And I've got a little thingy on there to let me know which is which. Options for leather. This time we're going to use actually the real leather. This is the suede. It is so beautiful. They're 8.5 by 11 sheets, and I've got like a brown, a black, and a blue. We're going to do the black one because it's calling my name. We got some pins here, our template, and then you're going to want to get some craft lace. Now there's a variety of different types of craft lace out there, and these ones have a set of 3 different colors, so then you can go in and mix and match. You want to do match on match tone, you could do that, or you can go contrast. And I am really kind of falling in love with this teal with this black. It just looks really, really pretty. But you can mix and match and make whatever color combinations you want. Now I printed out the biggest circle I could print out. And we're just gonna take our leather suede off of here. Place your template on top of your leather. I'm going to try and save as much as possible. So if you see, there's still a little bit down here. So I'm gonna try and eke this out to as far out as I possibly can. And I'm gonna pin this in place in a few different spots. I'm actually gonna go closer to the edge here. If you have good quality scissors that are not dull, they will cut through the leather beautifully. It's okay if you're not perfect. It's a drawstring pouch. This is just easy. And there's our circle. You can see it on the back side there. Perfect. Now you want to get a good quality punch. I have this crocodile, and the bigger punch on here is perfect for that. Basically, you want a punch that would be big enough to fit your craft lace, and so that would fit into this hole. I can see the base of it when I pull it out. Like that would definitely fit into the hole that gets punched, so I'm good. So now basically wherever we see a hole on here, on this template, we're gonna punch. So just slide that in there and punch all the way through. And then go to the next hole. It's a lot of rinse and repeat. I'm just kind of clear off the excess scraps out to the side. So now we're gonna take off our pins. There we go. And there it is. All right, so I'm just pulling out some of my craft lace, getting the outside open. I think I wanna have this be my inside and this be my outside. I have to decide what I want as my front, and it's just whatever you decide to be your front. And we're basically gonna lace this in and out. So in and out, and because this is already so sturdy, you don't need any kind of needle or anything, and just run it in and out. And then I want to give myself out there. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take both of these strands, and they both go through here. This is our last hole right there. And so it's 2 into the same one. There we go. So you want these little pieces, the ones that are sticking out, to be on the outside. So we're gonna flip this around. We're gonna nestle it so when I draw it, it's gonna cup into itself. So we're going to pull one strand and then the other, and just keep on pulling strands until it completely comes to a close. And there is your little pouch. Now I've got loads of extra string here, but that's okay, because when you open it up, you need to have a little bit of extra. All right, so we want to have a little bit so we can get into our pouch and we can see what's going on. Now what can you put in here? What about some D&D dice? This would be perfect as a little D&D dice pouch. You can fold it up. There's just so many fun things that you can put inside of here. Again, tie a simple knot right here. Tie it tight, wrap it around. Make sure all your little bits are sticking out. And then tie it closed. Easy peasy.
I hope these fun and easy leathercraft inspire you to make some leather crafty ideas at home. You can find Realeather products at some of your big box craft stores and also online. Bye everybody.